Welcome, all, to the third year of the Greater Colorado Pitch Series. Whether you're joining us in person at the Avalon Theatre in Grand Junction, Colorado, or from the comfort of your home or office, we are so glad you can join us. I'm Kiki Hooten, the puppet master behind GCPS and your host for today's event. Last year I was a guest sitting right where you are today, and now I'm delighted to be hosting the event. It's great to be building on the success of the past few years and to be helping support entrepreneurs in rural Colorado. Before we dive deep into today's pitches, I'd like to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors. It takes time, people, and money to make the Greater Colorado Pitch Series happen. We'd be unable to pull off this event without them, so a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Take a look at all the folks who support the rural entrepreneurs of Colorado. We'd like to also take the time to highlight our top-level sponsors who made today possible. Greenline Ventures is not only a capital partner in the Greater Colorado Pitch Series, but also a series supporter. They truly are a key partner in this event. Greenline provides creative and flexible capital to foster community development and economic growth. And Greenline has invested over $2.5 billion in underserved businesses and communities nationwide. The Office of Economic Development and International Trade, or OEDIT, is another series supporter for the Greater Colorado Pitch Series. OEDIT works with statewide partners to create a positive business climate that encourages dynamic economic development and sustainable job growth. Under the leadership of Governor Jared Polis, they strive to advance the state's economy through financial and technical assistance and support of local and regional economic development activities throughout Colorado. We are so excited that GCPS is the kickoff to the in-person portion of West Slope Startup Week, a week-long conference for entrepreneurs, small business owners, makers, techies, and more. It's not too late to join in all the fun of West Slope Startup Week, so check out their website to get registered. We are in the third year of the Greater Colorado Pitch Series, and what better time to reflect on all that we've accomplished. In the first 2 years, the event grew from 2 capital partners to 4, added an in-person and online audience, and invested over $7 million in rural Colorado businesses. In year 2, we started tracking diversity metrics and have made substantial strides in building a more inclusive capital ecosystem. Now, in year 3, we had 100 rural Colorado companies apply, our largest number of applicants to date. We've seen the number of female entrepreneurs grow from 34% in year 1 to 58% of our applicants, and we added the Female Founders Award for the 2nd year in a row. We had representation from 56 different communities from a wide range of industries, from aerospace to circus groups, and have grown GCPS to one of the largest pitch series in the state. We are continuously impressed with all that rural entrepreneurs are accomplishing, so a big shout out to every business that applied. So, this brings us to today. How did all these great teams get here? The process is simple. Any business outside the Front Range could apply. Our capital partners review these applications to select just 8 finalists to pitch in today's event. Capital partners use their own criteria, like how much each company is looking to raise, what they've raised already, what they've accomplished with their business, and where they want to go. They also look at things like social impact, uniqueness, and most importantly, the potential to make an impact on rural Colorado and the world. Not every business needs the same type or amount of funding, so we've brought in different funding partners to accelerate businesses across various stages. In order to help reduce biases in our selection process, we had all capital partners participate in a blind review process. We also shared the Diversity VC Toolkit, which outlines best practices and bias reduction when providing capital. If you'd like to review the toolkit, you can find a link on our website. And now, without further ado, let's meet the Capital Track partners.
Hi, I'm Spencer Ingram with Western Colorado Angels, and we fund entrepreneurs through community capital. That means that everyone here today in the audience now has the opportunity to collectively invest in our rising founders, to put your money behind the businesses that we believe in. That's why we're happy to be making our debut as the host of the pre-seed track at the Greater Colorado Pitch Series. Best of luck to all of our contestants.
Hello, I am Azrael Madrigal, the Executive Director of the First Southwest Community Fund. First Southwest Community Fund was created in 2015 by First Southwest Bank, a CDFI institution and our partner organization. FSWCF is headquartered in Alamosa, Colorado, but has a variety of programming that serves all of rural Colorado. First Southwest Community Fund provides inclusive and equitable access to capital through a range of innovative programs for rural Colorado entrepreneurs and small business owners, ensuring these businesses have access to the capital they need to grow and enrich their communities. We're in charge of the pre-seed debt track and will be making a $50,000 investment in the form of a low-interest loan. We are a part of the Greater Colorado Pitch Series because we believe in supporting the dedicated entrepreneurial spirit of rural Colorado by investing in the people, culture, and ideas that fuel innovation and financial knowledge to serve our communities.
Hi everybody, my name is Mark Nagar. I'm one of the 3 partners with the Greater Colorado Venture Fund. We're a venture capital fund explicitly focused on investing in companies based in rural Colorado. This year, we are leading the venture seed track and investing at least $250,000 into one company. We started the Greater Colorado Pitch Series 3 years ago in an effort to really showcase the various different type of funding sources available for companies in rural Colorado. Last year, there were over 100 applications that led to more than $4 million being deployed. We really appreciate you taking the time to participate this year and wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Greetings all, my name is Patrick Vahey and I'm with Greenline Ventures. Greenline is an impact investment firm headquartered in Denver with offices in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. We focus on providing capital to underserved businesses and communities nationwide. To date, we've invested over $2.5 billion into small businesses and projects located in low-income communities across the country. We are honored to be the growth debt provider for the Greater Colorado Pitch Series and anticipate providing financing of at least $1 million to one or more applicants. This is our second year of participating in this event. Last year, we ended up selecting 2 winners on our track and provided over $3.5 million of financing to those companies. We believe this is a truly great event for growing businesses in Colorado and want to extend a sincere thank you to the folks at Greater Colorado Venture Fund, as well as the others that have helped spearhead this event and make it happen. So thank you very much and best of luck to all.
A big thanks to our capital partners. Now we have something fun for you to play with. Last year when I was in the audience, there was so much I wanted to say about the pitches, and this year you get to do that. We have a way for you to give us feedback throughout the pitch event, and it's our new audience engagement platform. Please pull out your phones and follow the URL you'll see here. While watching the pitches, you'll be prompted to answer questions and provide feedback. Here's how to use meeting polls. You can join by video, and upload any pictures that you take during the event. Use feedback to give any comments that you have around the pitches. Use the connection tab to make a connection for a pitch participant. Under Q&A, you can ask questions that other people in the audience can answer, and we'll also use this for the live Q&A portion of the event. You can also give us a pulse on how you're feeling, so let's try it now. We'll give you time to do this throughout the event. Well, the stage is set, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Our 8 semifinalists for the 2022 Greater Colorado Pitch Series.
My name is Don Barrera, CEO and co-founder of Oso Adventure Mills. Now, before I get into what Oso Adventure Mills is, I want to share with you why we are here. Born and raised in 5 Points, Denver, Colorado, growing up, my environment involved gangs, violence, and law enforcement. And if it wasn't for folks like my uncle introducing me to camping in the mountains, I would have never left that environment, and I wouldn't be who I am today. And today, I am a mission-driven leader who has previously founded a multi-million-dollar food group that has served over 4.5 million meals to kids across Colorado. And last year on my first backpacking trip, over eating a bland, flavorless beef stew, I just remembered how I missed my abuelita's home cooking. And that's why we created Oso, is because we wanted better tasting, more authentic meals on our adventure. The problem is that traditional meal brands are out of touch with today's diverse outdoor enthusiasts. One recent example of fake diversity is I saw a recipe for barbecue tamales. I don't know about you, but barbecue tamales are definitely not authentic. And so our solution is freeze-dried, authentic backcountry meals. Our goal is to diversify the mountains by bringing delicious, spicy, and authentic recipes to the backcountry. And right now, Oso represents an $18 billion opportunity between traditional outdoor consumers of all backgrounds and the growing BIPOC segment. This is a highly lucrative and rapid expanding market. And to capitalize on that market and opportunity, we've built an all-star team. All of us are avid outdoorsmen with 30 years plus of experience between us in food production, operation, product distribution, and community development. And in less than 12 months, we have bootstrapped some amazing traction, created 4 authentic meals, raised over $20,000 on Kickstarter, organically sold 6,000 e-commerce revenue, and have been featured on Yahoo News, MSN, and Denver 7 Channel News. And then our main revenue channels are e-commerce, partnerships with retail stores and distributors, and then B2B programs such as nonprofits and schools. The seed funding we will raise will allow us to become cash flow positive by month 7 and turn a growth profit by month 12. And due to our unique story, we've been able to generate traction organically to date. And moving forward, we are launching a robust social media campaign and expanding our distribution and partnerships. And so Oso is about spicing up your outdoor experience while bringing people together. Grab your Oso and unleash your everyday adventure.
Hi, I'm Roger, the CEO of Mod Street. We make high-quality parklets and fencing for tomorrow's downtowns. Our community's streets are changing. The pandemic forced everyone outdoors, and people discovered that they loved it. The problem is, no one had time or money during the pandemic, so outdoor spaces that were created were cheap, unsafe, and unsanitary. Mod Street solves this problem. We help communities reimagine their downtowns by building the nation's best parklets so that everyone can have attractive, safe, and long-lasting outdoor spaces. Now, we started during the pandemic. Our founders realized that if businesses couldn't get outside quickly and safely, they wouldn't survive. So we made parklets that were steel fabricated for safety and modular for quick install. 2 years later, we continue to create innovative features that turn heads. A local publication said that Arvada, one of our key clients, had the best patios in all of the Denver metro. Downtown business development directors and restaurant owners agree. They love our product. Now, there are 5 or 6 other parklet manufacturers in the United States, and they do make attractive products, but nobody has the safety and durability that we do. The coolest thing about our parklets is its modularity. The 300 square foot parklet you see on this side was assembled in just 40 minutes. No one can match that. Our leadership team comes from a background in economic development, marketing, fabrication, and architecture, and this propels our company forward. Now, the parklet market's very young. Here's what we know about it so far. 2/3 of the towns in the United States either have or will have an outdoor dining program in place in the next few years. Among restaurants, there's been over a 200% increase in the advertisement of outdoor dining. And we're just starting to consider the housing market and the do-it-yourselfers there. Imagine being able to create your own beautiful, long-lasting deck or fence in just hours instead of days or weeks. We've had great traction so far with $2 million of sales to date and 80 parklet and fencing installations for 19 customers across 5 states from coast to coast. This is reflected in strong revenue growth, which we project is only going to continue into the future, reaching over $5 million of sales by 2025. Now, with the funding we're seeking today, as well as the advanced industry grant that we were awarded from the state of Colorado, our goal is to build more parklets and fencing by expanding our capacity and efficiency at our manufacturing shop in Durango, Colorado, and reaching more communities more quickly by accelerating our go-to-market strategy and sales. Outdoor dining is here to stay. Mod Street helps businesses and communities create new, more resilient streetscapes in Colorado, the U.S., and beyond. We're proud to be the best parklet and fencing manufacturer for tomorrow's downtowns. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Maya Rivera. I am the owner of Maya's Carne Asada. I live in a small town, Rocky Ford, known as the sweet melon capital of the world. My family all grew up in Rocky Ford. My dad was born here and owns his own business as a farm labor contractor. My mom moved to Rocky Ford as a child. My brothers and I are second-generation families. In spite of the fact that we are the melon capital of the world, we have a hard time getting fresh meat and fresh produce. Rocky Ford has such a hard time getting fresh produce and meat that it is actually considered a food desert. Rocky Ford, like many places in the United States and the world, is a food desert. Food deserts are often found in areas with low income, making it that much harder to make ends meet and live a healthy life with fresh foods. That's why my family and I are opening a local fresh meat and fresh produce market. We at Maya's Carne Asada understand and want to help solve that problem. We are dedicated to bringing fresh meats and fresh fruits to consumers, farm workers, and travelers throughout southeastern Colorado. Maya's will not only provide access to fresh foods, but will also provide support services and referral services for the growers and workers that make that food possible in Colorado and beyond. At Maya's, we understand the challenges that food producers actually face and will provide services to meet their needs. My dad speaks both Spanish and English, so we can better assist everyone. Maya's Carniceria will offer money transfer services for migrant workers who work in our area seasonally to send money home to their families. They can also enjoy a delicious carne asada taco while they send their money back home. Many families in the area also lack transportation, so we plan to add delivery services to people who can't get out. Growing up here and working in the farming business with farm growers and farm workers, we knew what was missing here, and that was a Mexican meat market, also known as a carniceria. My family found a vacant, empty building on Highway 50 east in Rocky Ford and bought it. It has been completely remodeled and has a new commercial kitchen. I was their firstborn daughter and have been on this amazing journey with them since 1998. We as a family want to help take care of our community, especially the farm labor community. Maya's is just getting started, but we are building serious momentum. All final state inspections to the building have passed, our building is complete, and we are ready to open. Financial support from Maya's will help us to buy a large freezer, red meat deli case, and meat saw. Being able to purchase these items will allow us to open our doors and start serving the consumer. Maya's Carniceria is a family-run meat and produce company dedicated to bringing fresh meats and fruits and vegetables to consumers and travelers throughout southeastern Colorado. At Maya's, we believe that everyone deserves access to fresh meats and produce, and we believe that by taking care of our farm growers and farm workers, we are taking care of the whole world, and that's what we plan to do. And we are proud to bring that to southeast rural Colorado and beyond. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sanjay Rajan, founder of ConeBeat. 2020, the word of the year was pandemic. 2022, the word of the year is endemic. COVID-19 has become endemic. We are all learning to live with it. In 2020, the UN said the globe faced the hunger pandemic. This too has become endemic. Food insecurity has increased globally. Our current food systems are failing us. Late last year, I was among many caught up in a raging wildfire here in Colorado. Any of us could become climate refugees. The need of the hour is also climate action. I'm here to share the ConeBeat story, localizing food and energy together. ConeBeat launched in 2020 with a focus on disrupting our food systems. We are unique because we enable native economies through cultural entrepreneurship. We are learning a lot from our pilot, sharing first what ConeBeat's product and services are. We help set up microfarms to grow food locally using indigenous, knowledge-based, regenerative farming practices like pivot, generating clean energy along with growing healthy foods. The concept is called agrivoltaics, agriculture and photovoltaics coming together. We even have a 3-year agreement with National Renewable Energy Labs to further agrivoltaics. All in all, our pivot makes every ConeBeat microfarm dual purpose, hence our new tagline, localizing food and energy together. Our pilot site is in Nespelem in the jurisdiction of the Confederated Colville Tribes, also known as CCT. Despite supply chain challenges in 2021, we persisted. Here's a flyer from our event last month. An opening ceremony and earth blessing happened on site. Tony Bearcup, a member of CCT, is our first sovereign food steward. We presented at the Intertribal Ag Council in December last year. It generated much interest. Various tribes and nations are keen on setting up microfarms and microgrids with help of ConeBeat. In CCT itself, we are looking to expand to 4 microfarms, producing food, as well as generating 320 kilowatts of clean energy. We don't believe in doing it alone. We are excited to lead a rural community energy partnership. We have letters of intent from Pascal Sherman Indian School, Island of Molokai, as well as Navajo nations to set up microfarms. By end of 2023, we foresee a 10x growth, totaling dozen or so fully operating microfarms. Each microfarm, all inclusive, is set up at a price point of $300K. While being net energy positive, we generate annually additional $30K based on a revenue split with the sovereign food steward. We are excited about the possibilities and the impact we can drive while generating good EBITDA. We want to be the platform for economic, social, cultural impact, and climate action in our Native American lands. We thank you for your support for this vital work we are doing. Together, we can enable both food and energy sovereignty across Turtle Island. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Julia Taylor, CEO and founder of GeekPack. Today you're going to see a lot of pictures of my students because at GeekPack, learning is what we're all about. We create affordable e-learning tech programs in coding, WordPress, and digital marketing so that women adult learners can break out of dead-end jobs, start their own business, and become financially independent. We all know that tech is the future. Tech skills are job skills. A recent report from the Center on Rural Innovation said that the two largest barriers to tech training are cost and time commitment. We break down these barriers by lowering the cost of training and making it available online with a community feel and a collaborative learning environment. One thing to know about me is I'm a military wife, which means we moved around a lot, dooming me to low-level admin jobs. Finally, I realized if I can learn tech skills, I can work from anywhere. I started my own business and made over $70K in the first year. That gave me the inspiration to start GeekPack, to empower women to have the same kind of success. At GeekPack, we offer a variety of free and paid courses. So how do you use GeekPack to create success? Imagine you're a woman stuck in a dead-end job with limited time and resources. First thing, you take our free coding challenge. If you love it, then you can sign up for our signature course, WP Rockstar, which teaches you to build websites with WordPress. We also teach you how to start your own business, get referrals, market yourself, and find clients. Here's Casey, who signed her first 1K client within 30 days. Tarnia made $46K in 8 months. Hundreds of women have found this kind of success since we first launched. While our potential market is big, let's focus on online learners. According to a report from Coursera, women make up 52% of online learners, up significantly since COVID. We have over 25,000 women in our online community, up 150% since last year. Our revenue growth was exponential in 2020. Since then, we've had a consistent 20% growth rate, and with investment, that could be anywhere from 50 to 100%. Let's look at the competition. If I'm a woman who needs tech skills, I can go to LinkedIn Learning or Udemy or Code Academy, which is where I started. These are good options, but now I'm an anonymous student. What if I could find a safe and supportive e-learning environment for women adult learners with content based on market need and a community where there are no stupid questions? That's GeekPack. Meet the GeekPack team. We have over 30 years experience in everything from coding, WordPress, and digital marketing. We're currently raising money to hire staff, expand our marketing, and develop a new product. Our 5-year vision sees us serving over 100,000 women. We're expanding by creating a membership model for employed women who want a raise or promotion, and for women who are actively seeking employment. They see a job description and think, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the required tech skills. This will open up a whole new market for us. With our projected growth over the next 5 years, we anticipate a healthy and consistent revenue increase year on year. Right now, we're experiencing an incredible global cultural shift in how, where, and why we work. At GeekPack, we're on the cutting edge of this shift. We are perfectly positioned to help women build skills, find community, and be their most successful selves. When women rise, we all rise. Thank you.
Imagine you're building your dream home. You hire a general contractor to manage the building process, which can generate over 2,000 invoices, one for every nail and floorboard, every plumber and electrician. But your builder is also managing 15 dream homes and 30,000 invoices. That's the life of a construction company. Every year, 500 million construction invoices get paid. That takes 90 million hours to process at a cost of $5 billion. Hi, I'm Ty Sharp, co-founder and CEO of InBuild. That's me processing thousands of invoices while working for a general contractor in Aspen. I couldn't find an efficient solution, so we started InBuild. We created an intelligent accounts payable solution for construction companies that manage invoices, track project financials, and bill clients more accurately. Our smart inbox automatically extracts incoming invoices, captures the project name, the vendor to pay, and all the invoice details, then automatically routes it to the right team member for review. That data updates the budget in real time, providing system-wide visibility and automatically reconciling project financials, allowing you to stay on track within scope. We integrate with the leading payment softwares to optimize total workflow performance. Our customers subscribe in 3 tiers based off of the number of seats and integrations with a one-time setup fee. We are targeting the $1.8 trillion construction industry, starting with general contractors, and our initial beachhead customers are the custom home builders. Customers prefer our solution because we are specific to the construction industry, without bloated and irrelevant features, set of legacy tools. Our integrations allow us to customize InBuild for contractors' needs without requiring them to change their workflows. Our customers see a 92% savings in processing time, a 10x improvement in document tracking and visibility, and a 97% accuracy rate. In the last 10 months, we've processed more than 14,000 invoices, totaling $100 million in expenses for 18 paying customers. We've generated over $10K in MRR with 40% month-over-month growth rate. Our team has what it takes with backgrounds in construction, SaaS, and AI. Our customers say it best. In the words of Jake Walsh, owner of Durango-based JT Builders, the AI component of InBuild is absolutely incredible at saving us time and potential errors. Together, we're building the future of construction. Thank you.
My name is Ana Martinez. I'm from Fort Morgan, Colorado. I came to the United States 21 years ago with my husband, Juan. We worked together selling gorditas and tacos in a little food truck. My grandma, Linda, came to show us how to prepare these traditional dishes. Currently, we have 3 traditional Mexican restaurants, one in Fort Morgan, one in Brush, and one in Sterling, Colorado, generando ventas anuales de $1.5 millones antes de COVID. Durante la pandemia tuvimos que cerrar nuestros restaurantes, pero nuestros clientes leales no nos dejaron. Comenzaron a ordenar para llevar o servicio a domicilio, y fue ahí donde nos dimos cuenta que el mundo estaba cambiando, que tenía nuevas necesidades y nosotros teníamos que cubrirlas. Comenzamos con la construcción de una pequeña fábrica donde estandarizaremos y distribuiremos nuestras comidas a los puntos de venta que ya tenemos y futuras franquicias. ¿Qué es lo que nos hace diferentes a todos los demás negocios de comida? Nos enfocaremos en tener precios bajos, la rapidez, que sea saludable y auténtico. Los negocios de modelo a seguir son los siguientes. Chipotle, que ha generado $7.03 billones de ventas en Estados Unidos, y Taco Bell generando 2.3 billones de ventas en Estados Unidos. Total de ventas de restaurantes de comida mexicana en Estados Unidos para el año del 2021 han sido de 62.24 billones de dólares. Esta es una gráfica donde muestra la proyección de crecimiento que tendremos en los próximos 3 años, donde la barra de color azul son los 3 negocios que ya tenemos y la barra de color azul marino es agregando el nuevo negocio, dando un crecimiento total de ventas por año a un 37%. Este es el diseño del nuevo negocio, donde tendrá autoservicio, órdenes para llevar y órdenes para comer ahí, generando nuevos empleos, mayores prestaciones, crecimiento y desarrollo de nuestros empleados, para que así puedan llegar a ser dueños de franquicias. No ha sido fácil siendo mujer, ama de casa, dueña de negocio e hispana. Mis hijos han crecido dentro del negocio, durmiendo debajo de la registradora. Mi esposo encargado de la remodelación y construcción de los locales, para así crear un bonito lugar para nuestra comunidad. Y sé que con la ayuda de ustedes y de nuestra comunidad haremos que esto se haga realidad. Gracias.
It's said that the difference between poverty and security is home ownership, and it's increasingly difficult to have a sense of security in our world with current prices and availability for housing. That's why Phoenix House has radically changed the way that you order your home. Hi, I'm Bill McDonald, CEO and founder of Phoenix House. I'd like to share with you that 46% of American renters spend 30% or more of their income on rental housing. That's unique because it's that same group that's actually looking for security, and traditionally, they've only been able to select a single-family, high-priced home. That's why Phoenix House has established an off-site manufacturing method of housing that programs homes radically different than traditional methods so that owners can experience a lifetime of healthiness. The product that we've designed integrates 3 key features required for the next generation of homeowners. We build our homes in a factory setting, which means that the homes can be built, shipped, and delivered at roughly 3 times the speed of traditional methods. When homes are built to our standards, they consume 90% less energy when compared to traditional methods. Phoenix House has designed the homestead product to feature space for up to 3 generations living under one roof at the same time. No, we don't have kitchens or bathrooms yet, but in the near future, we can integrate this into a hybrid approach of our construction process. Phoenix House has been located in Colorado since 2017, and in that time, we've increased revenue by 40% per year over the last 3 years. In 2020, we opened our first ever model house Airbnb, so potential customers can stay a weekend in their future homestead. And in June of this year, we moved into our new headquarters, allowing for room and growth up to 2 to 3 times the output of our old factory. And so how that system works is you select a homestead model design off our website. We site adapt that design and match you with a service provider or general contractor in your market. That GC starts and completes the construction of your homestead. We focus on 10 mountain markets at this time. And in those markets, there's roughly 1,600 homes sold per year, which represents a market size of around $2.2 billion. We're asking for $250,000 investment to establish an in-house architectural design studio with the brand marketing focus on Phoenix House, in addition to project management resources. This would allow us to increase our home sales from 12 homesteads to 24 homesteads in 1 year. Phoenix House is here to build the healthiest homes on the planet. Thank you.
I'm so blown away by the fact that all these companies are located in rural Colorado. Let's hear it for our finalists. Now, let's introduce the winners of the Female Founders Awards. The Female Founders Awards, presented by VentureBest and First Southwest Community Fund, was created to help level the playing field for female entrepreneurs. 2 lucky recipients will receive $3,500 in support. This includes a $1,000 cash award from First Southwest Community Fund and $1,250 cash fund and $1,250 of legal in-kind support from VentureBest. Let's hear from those sponsors about the awards and who they select for winners.
I'm Sean Stigler with VentureBest. Just want to say thanks so much for the opportunity to support Greater Colorado Pitch Series and all the great work everyone's doing with this event. We're so excited to give our award to Becky and the team at IOME for the Female Founder Award. Such a privilege, there's so many great, I think we had over 60 applications this year, which is awesome to see so many female-led companies. And we could have given the award to many, but with the epidemic of mental health, and especially in areas where there isn't as much infrastructure, there's such a need, and we love what Becky and her team are doing. So congratulations. Excited to give the Female Founder Award this year.
Hi, my name is Yanni Rodriguez with First Southwest Community Fund. First Southwest Community Fund supports the dedicated entrepreneurial spirit of rural Colorado and the Southwest region, investing in people, culture, and ideas that drive innovation and financial literacy in our communities, and have been around since 2015. We have chosen to invest in the Female Founders Awards because we are dedicated in supporting multicultural, multilingual, and multi-generational rural women-led businesses. 1 in 3 female entrepreneurs have experienced sexism as a business owner, and 1 in 5 have also experienced gender inequality. We hope to combat these statistics and support women. When reviewing applications, we looked at the usage of the grant funds and the uniqueness of the business model. Based on this, we chose Angelica Romero Quintana. Angelica with Prep Fuel SLV is a unique business in their startup phase where she plans to implement grab-and-go prep meals in the San Luis Valley. With this grant, it will allow her to designate a place in a local gym where convenience is unbeatable. Congratulations.
Wow, what awesome female entrepreneurs we have in our community. With that, we will now transition live to the Avalon Theatre for winner announcements and a live Q&A portion of the event. If you have questions you'd like to ask pitchers, enter them into Meeting Pulse now. It's been great seeing you, and I'll see you live or on the live stream in just a few moments.
OEdit, Startup Colorado, the Gates Foundation, and Ascent CFO Solutions. We'd also like to say thanks to the Avalon Theatre Foundation, First Southwest Bank, and Endeavor, Colorado. Winners will be announced by each of the Capital Track partners who have been so generous and amazing again this year in supporting these amazing startups in Startup Colorado. Without further ado, let's welcome our first partner. Let's welcome Lexi Van Rogel from Western Colorado Angels to announce the winner of the Venture Pre-Seed Track.
Thank you, Kiki. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for pitching. That was awesome. It was amazing to see everyone. Oh, that's better? Okay, excellent. Like Kiki mentioned, I'm Lexi Van Rogel, the Grand Valley chapter lead for Western Colorado Angels. We chose the winner of the pre-seed track because we were impressed with their execution, growth opportunity, and unique flavors that they're bringing to the camp meals. I'm delighted to announce we are opening equity fundraising at $100,000 for OSO meals. Let's welcome OSO. But that's not all. Western Colorado Angels is not limited to equity investments. We also offer founder-friendly debt, which can be a better fit for some companies. And that's why I'm also excited to announce that we are opening a debt funding at $50,000 with Mod Street. Mod Street, welcome up.
Awesome. Okay, our second partner is Azriel Madrigal from First Southwest Community Fund to announce the winner of the Debt Pre-Seed Track. Come on up, Azriel. Is this okay? Sorry, just making sure I am here. Hi, everybody. It was truly a pleasure to be able to sponsor the Pre-Seed Debt Track. I think a great theme today across all the tracks has been food. Food's really important to everybody, which I'm glad. I just want to say that our two finalists were both phenomenal entrepreneurs, again, two food-based, bringing equitable food access to food deserts around our country. So I would like to welcome up Maya LLC, who was the winner of the Pre-Seed Debt Track hosted by the First Southwest Community Fund. We were super impressed by Maya's story and her support of her family trying to bring a carniceria to Rocky Ford, Colorado, which is phenomenal. As a personal fan of carnicerias, we were super impressed by her business plan, projections, and all around amazing entrepreneurial spirit. One more thing, our second finalist, I'm gonna butcher the company name and I do apologize, Kanopi, Although we weren't able to fund them today, we're still going to continue conversations with them to hopefully help them by a new program that we will be launching this fall called the Agricultural Heritage Program. So we will continue conversations with them and hopefully support their entrepreneurial journey later on. Thanks so much, Azrael. All right, next we'd like to welcome Mark Nogger from the Greater Colorado Venture Fund to announce the winner of the Venture Seed Track.
We were prepared back there. All right, so this year, another year with so many incredible companies. Thanks for everybody who participated. It was a really tough choice. Both companies have incredible traction. They know their customer, they have a product, they have that product market fit, which when you're looking for that growth stage, that company and venture, that's where our capital ends up being the most efficient. But we ultimately had to choose between one of them. The company that we felt that was most ready to take on an investment at this time was InBuild. Coming outside.
Great, thanks guys. Finally, we'd like to welcome Patrick Vahey from Greenline Ventures to announce the winner of the Growth Stage Debt Track.
Hello everyone. Like last year, we were fortunate to have a lot of good applicants and 2 good finalists that we couldn't pick just one from, so we ended up selecting both as winners, and we're very happy and fortunate to announce that both Anna Martinez with Al Jacal Restaurants and Bill McDonald with Phoenix House are recipients of our growth debt. And I'm embarrassed to announce that I arrived right at 12:30 and have not had a chance to actually meet them in person. We've had phone calls, but it's nice to meet you guys.
Finally, we don't have our female founder winners joining us for the Q&A, but I'd really like to invite Sean Stigler from Venture Best and Yanni Rodriguez from First Southwest Community Fund to join us on stage so that we can recognize Becky Lauritsen from IOE joining us here in person, and Angelica joining us virtually from Prep Fuel as the female founders winners. Okay, great. So we have our winners, and now it's time for our Q&A with founders and their funders. You, founders and funders, will have a minute to answer each question. And for the sake of time, we have a lovely alarm to let you know it's time to finish. Kind of like the orchestra during the Oscars. So we'll start with our first question. And I'd like to start with our finalists. What has it been like starting your business in rural Colorado? We'll just go down the line.
So we're a company that actually was originally based in Michigan. So we moved the company from Michigan, and on that track out, we researched rural Western Colorado, and we're part of the Jumpstart program actually here in the West. And so that helped give us a boost to pay for some of the move expenses and helped us incentivize growth here in Western Colorado. I can tell you though, the feedback is that a lot of the local vendor relationships, the suppliers, the companies that are local here
welcomed us with open arms and continue to support us in our growth, which is amazing. So we're just happy to be located here close to our customer.
Awesome. Anna?
We came from Morgan, and it's a small population over there. It's hard to be in a small town, but it's very good because we have a lot of customers support us.
Yeah.
A lot.
Hi.
Yeah, I'll continue with the theme. So it's really benefited us as a startup in rural Colorado to be close to our customers. A lot of general contractors are in the Roaring Fork Valley, over 100 of them actually. So we were able to walk into their office and pitch the product pretty early on, which really led to our success today.
It's been an amazing experience and a journey. I didn't really know Rocky Ford was a food desert or really know any too much about it until you start looking into it and wanting to provide more for your community. I'm really excited to be able to be a part of it, my family as well, and I'm really looking forward to how much more we grow and how we'll help more of our community and see how much more growth we can do.
Great. Roger?
Yeah, so I like to say that running a business in rural Colorado is a bit like being in a natural incubator. It's great. 3 of our first customers were actually rural Colorado towns, including Grand Junction was our very first customer. They gave us our seed capital, I like to say. But other business owners, regional support that you get like in conferences like this is just fantastic. The downside is I call it the factor. You have to put up with a lot of thes. The machine broke, the person that does this is out, the truck got a flat tire. And that can make it really challenging so you get you stuck really quickly. So as people who are investors and decision makers for rural Colorado, I'd say that what you've done over the last 10 or 15 years has been incredible. These towns are all better as a result of what you're doing. But if you could focus in the future, helping those suppliers grow along with our companies, that would really help us too.
Dom?
Now, let me be clear. There are a bunch of problems in rural Colorado. I think 2 main points are, one, just access to resources and opportunity. When you go to big urban cities and stuff, there's a lot of opportunity there to grow as an entrepreneur. And then 2, it's being a BIPOC founder, right? I think in itself, being a BIPOC founder, there are many systemic barriers of accessing capital, and so we're super excited for this amazing opportunity.
Great, thanks so much. All right, this next question is going to go out to our funder. We're going to start with Lexi. Lexi, for Western Colorado Angels, what qualities do you look for in a pre-seed applicant, and why did you choose your winners?
Well, there's a lot of qualities, right, that we look for. But among many, we are really looking for people who are aware of the risks and business assumptions and display evidence to prove that they are actively solving those risks and assumptions. And we saw that in both of our candidates here. For example, OSO is actively working on mitigating cash flow. So they have a big supplier that they've secured, as well as individual customers. So we can see that they're actively solving that problem.
Great. Okay, for First Southwest Community Fund, Azrael, why should a funder look at First Southwest Community Fund for debt and not green money?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the second part.
Why should a founder look at First Southwest Community Fund for debt and not green line?
Definitely. No offense to Green Line, y'all are great. So the First Southwest Community Fund is really I mean, there's the term micro lending is really thrown out there a lot, and we are a funder who looks at helping businesses that are more in the startup
seed phase, which is kind of like the track that we sponsored, and we'll do investments all the way down to $5,000 loans, all the way up to $250,000 loans. So that's kind of the range of business that we usually do. The other kind of piece is, us as a nonprofit organization, we're really looking at the whole entrepreneur. So it's not just about getting funding in their hands, it's like, how can we provide technical assistance and build that capacity, specifically in our women and BIPOC communities. So that is also like a huge piece of what we do. And just kind of an example, we're super proud to support Maya and Maya's LLC, and on top of the lending award, we are sponsoring her attending a business idea lab, which is a 6-week accelerator program.
I promise that question was meant to help the audience understand the different tracks and not pit our funders against each other. But we can have a wrestling match after this if you guys want. Okay, let's look back to our finalists. What financial challenges have you faced, and what has been the hardest to overcome? Let's start with Ty.
The biggest one is finding the right team members to join us, and obviously team members cost money, so in order to bring them on, we had to initially fund and bootstrap to date. And our goals for the future plan to bring on a lot more, so that's kind of where we are currently in our fundraising stage.
Great. Let's go to Maya.
It's been the money to open our store, so buying the deli case, the meat saw, the freezer to store the meat, our supplies to stack on our shelves, so we can open and better serve the community. It's just been mostly me and my family funding it, so that's why it's taken us longer than we've anticipated.
Yeah, bootstraps funding. Roger?
So our biggest challenge so far has been bridging the gap between large contracts. And those contracts have slowed down this year as well in terms of how long they take to come to market. So we've done a couple of different things in order to manage that. First, we cut back our expenses so that it better matches the market. Second, we really focused on the sales that were coming toward the end of the sales cycle instead of focusing on all the potential large contracts out there. And then third, we started working our way into smaller contracts with local fabrication and with restaurants as well around the country. So as a result now, we've got 4 large contracts that are scheduled to come online within the next month. We've really trimmed our expenses back, and we've got a lot of small contracts that are taking place now and are really going to launch in Q4 and then Q1 of 2023 too.
I would say for us is getting our products to the consumers. We've had a lot of folks reach out and place orders and pre-orders, and that we are able to meet due to supply chain issues and other very challenges. And then the other piece too, as well as I want to piggyback off Ty, is we need new teammates, man. These ones down here, woo! Trip, not just joking. I'm just joking. But, I think we're in a good place. I just think those are our biggest financial barriers for now.
How about you, Bill?
So financially, primarily Phoenix South is a manufacturer. So we've had to bootstrap this company, and that's how we've grown the company to date. And when you have a sale or some investment from family and friends, you immediately take what you have and put it right back into the product or the process. So that can, starve salaries, and it can take some time to grow this way. So that's one challenge that we've been growing through as we've organically grown the company. Second to that is we've had to invest a lot into education of our customer or the builders that we work with. So it's another investment that we've had to take as a company, and it's a longer term horizon, but it's really paying off when you see those investments grow, and we can see what we've created today.
Great. How about you, Anna?
Well, for us, when we opened the first restaurant, we was almost ready to open, but we wasted all the money, and we would have to wait 3 months to make the payment for our house. Almost lost the house. It was in December, and we don't have a gift for my daughter too. So it's a big hard one. But we work together, my husband and me, and we did.
Yeah, that's amazing, and I feel like your story really highlights how you were able to pivot when things got really challenging, especially through COVID, because I know every business had hard financial times then. Let's pivot back to our founders. GCPS. Why is it worth it for founders to consider selling GCPS part of their company?
Ooh, right, the inevitable question for VC. Like all venture capitalists will tell you, we like to be more than just money. Some investors can actually provide on that. We like to at least say that we actually do. We end up taking a lot more hands-on approach with our companies. It feels a lot more like an accelerator. We have a couple of the founders we've worked with in the crowd. I actually encourage you, if you have a question, talk to them. That they are our customers. You are our customers as entrepreneurs, ultimately, as an investor. And right when you're looking to bring in outside capital, you need to stress test what are the goals, what are the milestones of the company, how are these people going to give me an unfair advantage to get there, and that's a conversation we have with every company.
Yeah, I want to expand on that. We did show our highlight reel of all of our alumni for GCPS. So if you're considering applying next year, reach out to one of those companies and talk to them about all of the tracks and their experience working with these funders. Okay, Greenline, can you tell us, $1 million sounds like a whole lot of money. How do you know a company is ready for that much money?
Let me get to that after I first try to respond to the question that you asked of, is it Azarella for Southwest?
Remember,
yes. I'm sorry, I will let you rebuttal.
I would encourage you, like the differentiation, if a company is eligible and able to obtain bank financing, they should go for Southwest. We don't want to compete.
Yeah.
Where we fit in is we provide capital to companies that are not yet eligible for bank financing, or the bank is limited in what they can provide based on their collateral requirements, and we can provide subordinate debt behind banks. So I don't view it as a competitive, more collaborative, where we work together. So please first go to First Southwest. And then, yeah, I mean, with small business lending is challenging, and we take a kind of holistic approach to the underwriting and credit decisions. I mean, obviously it's based on financials, track record. We like, for example, with Anna's business, they're clearly strong operators of restaurants. Their financial performance is strong. The fact that they pivoted so well during COVID was extraordinarily impressive. I mean, you just look at their reviews and the quality of their restaurants. It's a pretty easy decision. And I would say this with Phoenix House as well. Like, these were two of the easier decisions on our part. Phoenix House has, and it's like an interesting industry. Everyone talks about trying to change the way that the construction business works and try to bring technology into it and disrupt construction. And we have actually some investments in other modular housing companies. And I would say that with Phoenix House,
we got a timer going off, 10 seconds here.
Shit. So they've performed extremely well, and their financials just support it. We obviously focus on management teams, but as a debt provider, it's more, historical financials,
making sure the
financials
are showing.
And I mean, the industry, the team, but it's not quite as I would say, like, founder focused as the pre-seed and seed stages. It's more financial based.
Great, thanks. Let's do one more question for our finalists from me, and then we'll turn it over to the audience using Meeting Pulse. So if you have a question, throw it in there. Do you think you'll need more funding for your company in the future? And if so, how are you thinking about handling that? Let's start down at the end.
So Our future goal is to do more product innovation, especially when it comes to culturally authentic recipes. And then 2 is we have a huge opportunity that we want to fulfill, providing our snacks to B2B programs such as schools and nonprofits. And so we do see ourselves taking some more funding down the road.
Roger?
Me? Yes, we do. Long term, there's probably a strategic decision we're going to have to make in several years. We don't know what that is. But if I could do one thing next year, get funding for something next year, there's a couple of things that are on our wish list. Number 1 is a milling machine. We outsource all of our clips. That's what makes our product modular to build to a manufacturer out of state. It would be great to in-house that when the revenue justifies it. Second thing would be a crash test certification. We have a safe product, we know the tensile rating on our steel, but we don't know exactly how well that works as a parklet as a whole. If we could get a crash test rating for our parklet, certified crash test, we would be the only parklet in the world with a crash test certification. And the third thing would be an ERP system so that we can better manage our process as we grow. That's about $250,000 to $350,000. If we could wrap that into our budget next year through some cash flow and through some additional investment, that would be great for our company.
Awesome. Maya?
At this point, we don't believe so. We hope with this we'll be able to purchase our supplies and merchandise and open our doors and serve the community and just grow from there. So at this point, we don't foresee that kind of.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, we have a strategic roadmap for our fundraising so we can hit specific milestones over the next 5 to 8 years, and that's based off of key KPIs essentially, where we're going to be tracking those metrics and ensuring that we hit those milestones. But it's a strategic bet based off of various hypotheses at the current stage.
How about you, Anna?
Do you have a Spanish speaker?
Oh, Azrael, would you help translate?
Yeah. Sí, ocuparíamos más ayuda porque pensamos en crecer a todas partes de Colorado y más. Y también nos enfocaríamos en ayudar a nuestra comunidad, en tener buen servicio, en tener educación para nuestros empleados y para que más gente que esté interesada y tenga ganas de poner un negocio como nosotros pueda lograr hacerlo.
One of their primary goals for the next year is to refocus on educational opportunities internally for their staff and look into expanding food opportunities within like interested members of their own community and keep serving them.
Thank you, Anna and Azrael. Bill.
Yes, and for Phoenix House, what we see currently in the construction industry is it's in a disruptive state. Which means that there's these innovations that are occurring, like our approach to offsite fabrication. The natural linkage with growth is to semi-automate or automate functions. So growth in the company makes sense, investment in the future makes sense. It would be targeted towards a semi-automated or automated functionality of repeating things that are happening on a daily basis. That further up tempos and allows us to output more as a manufacturer. Second is definitely just growing the front end as well, the front end of the business. So more product development with more designs, focus on a couple different product segments that allow us to scale. Scaling the company means repeating our processes, and it's really at that stage where that's possible. Thank you.
Great. All right, and I'm going to call up my Vanna White, aka Corey, to read some questions from the audience, hopefully both here in person and online. Corey, aka Vanna.
It's definitely the first time I've been referred to as Vanna White. We'll pick up where we left off. Bill, one question from the audience. How have supply chain and material costs affected not only immediate outlook and sourcing, but kind of next 24-month projections?
Yeah, so like what I heard was supply chain related costs. For us, right now costs are definitely up.
in this natural progression to high demand is increased material prices. We combat that by procuring or ordering materials and stocking what we know we can build on repeat. So having an inventory of those items help us reduce costs and buying at low prices before the season hits. We're also seeing, as of recent, because of interest rate increases, a reduction in material prices, which will help here in the near term. For the next 6 months to a year, I'd say that prices for materials will eventually decrease, which helps us a ton to sell our product.
Great. I'll pass that on to Roger. Similar question, right? You're in a very similar space. How are you all thinking about it? And do you have the capital to be able to have inventory on hand? What's your process?
So this is regarding supply chain?
Yeah, supply chain and materials costs.
So supply chain and materials have been pretty good for us. We've had a couple of small issues with steel where we've just been able to change the part that we were able to use to a more common form of steel. The biggest issue we ran into is our composite decking material last year went into allocation for 9 months. I think it was pregnant or something. So we had to find a new composite flooring, but now we have one in stock where we can get it within 3 days. So we're not really having any problems at all. And looking forward, that's part of what we'd like to think about with this money and with our future cash flows. How do we start pre-building our inventory so that we're not reliant on materials coming in as an order comes in, so we can pick and pull?
Got it. Thank you. Next question from the audience was for inbuild. Ty, are you ready for, let's see, so 2 questions. One, is the platform multilingual? Is there a plan for that? Second, is inbuild ready to support commercial development customers?
Yeah, so the first question, we're currently not multilingual, but we do have in our roadmap a full internationalization plan. So we can bring in other languages, not only Spanish, but we also want to go into French and other languages from there. And then we also do have a large general contractor that does commercial building kind of down here in Fruta and in Grand Junction. And our platform does have the capabilities of supporting commercial. The hardest part is selling the AI and the sexy part of the AI to old school commercial developers from that.
Cool. So if you know any commercial developers, throw it in the chat and let's get them connected. Anna, a question for you. How have your employees responded to the employee ownership model? Yeah, how have the employees responded to the employee ownership model they've implemented?
How have the employees, sorry, it's hard to hear across the stage.
Ellos están entusiasmados en querer llegar a ser como nosotros. Tienen ganas de salir adelante. Muchos no saben como nosotros a dónde podemos llegar. Ya vamos creciendo, vamos viendo otros modelos de negocios que han hecho y han crecido, y ellos también quieren.
The response has been very positive, with all of them wanting to get ahead in life, and they clearly see this as an opportunity to participate in the ownership of their current model, and they're really excited to kind of be involved in the growth.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I love that model. It's awesome. Let's see, what else do we got? For Maya's, I think a lot of people really appreciated the delivery aspect of the model. Do you plan on launching that as soon as you open, or is that going to come phased?
It will probably be a phase. Right now, we're currently not open. We just needed to get the supplies and everything. But once we do, we might miss this season, but we hope to do just seasonal things like Christmas time. We hope to do menudo, tamales. And with that, you can call us and we'll deliver it right to you. So yes, we hope to see that more moving forward.
So we should all plan to come to Rocky Ford at Christmas. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. We will try.
2 more questions for capital providers. Lexi, can you share a little bit more about how folks can participate in these deals that are now open for the companies?
Yes, there are memberships. I guess folks being the community, how they can contribute. I suggest you look at the Western Colorado Angels website and pick something that works for you. There's some really cool models that have been created so you can participate. There are also mentor roles and different things like that. So I could go on for quite a while, but I think I'd run out of time.
One last shameless plug. What is that website?
Western Colorado Angels.
.com.
Yes, I guess
you never know. You never know.
All right, last but not least, Patrick, you invest all over the country. Are there any traits or characteristics that stand out about rural Colorado companies or rural Colorado entrepreneurs?
That's a tough question. We manage a variety of funds, several of which are nationwide, and then a couple are Colorado exclusive. And those Colorado funds are actually focused on outside the Front Range, so eastern and more importantly, western slope. And what we've seen and what we like, certainly with the impact of COVID and remote work, is the growth and cost of living in markets like Grand Junction, Montrose, and other areas that have a phenomenal quality of life and are much more cost effective than the coasts. And so we're, with that growth in increasing population growth and quality education, folks, like we're seeing more companies move into Western Slope and rural Colorado, which is obviously a huge benefit. And I think we need more of that. That's why we're here. That's what we want to do. And I think everyone out here is part of that ecosystem. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, no.
Awesome.
No, it sounds like you're finding growth in these communities with founders who've kind of chosen to be there, and that you're seeing a bunch of tailwinds in the rural parts of Colorado, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the municipalities have been great in fostering development with subsidies and infrastructure. So we've seen that. It's also tough to lend into these markets where it's somewhat immature as far as the seasonality of companies, and it's just part of small business underwriting. But we are increasingly we also manage kind of an opportunity zone fund that's been investing in rural Colorado, and we're very long.
5 seconds here.
Yeah. So I have no idea if that answers your question. We're very focused, and we very much are long, and we're on Colorado.
Cool. Thank you.
I think Azrael has one question, and then we're going to wrap up.
Well, I think I just wanted to answer that question as well, because we are a unique model. So as a nonprofit lender, one of the focus primarily in rural entrepreneurship, one of the things that we have seen is, yes, rural entrepreneurs are historically and statistically underserved compared to their urban counterparts. But those statistics are actually even worse when we look at BIPOC and women entrepreneurs, which is part of our involvement in this process. One of the things that I want to highlight is the immigrant community. There's a lot of great entrepreneurial spirit in that particular community. And one of the programs that I wanted to mention is our Fortaleza Fund. Fortaleza meaning resiliency in Spanish, looking at funding entrepreneurs who, regardless of their legal status, whether they're undocumented and just have an ITIN number, they are fall prey to predatory lending and other practices, and how can we make sure to ensure that their American dream, their entrepreneurial dream is supported in rural Colorado.
Yeah, we're just rolling off each other. Go for it, Tom.
I got a whole speech for y'all now. I just really want to take a moment to thank you, Kiki and Corey, for putting this event on. It's been amazing, extremely humbling opportunity, and I would just hope you all can join me giving them a round of applause.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's quite the whirlwind for our finalists, so I appreciate that you all still like me after the 10 billion emails that I have sent you in the past week. I promise only a few more after the event has ended. Okay, to our last question. It's going to be a popcorn round, so I want just a few words. Can you tell us if you have one piece of advice for startups in rural Colorado? What would it be? Let's start. Bill, you look ready, so I'm going to go with you.
Let's do it. I would basically say is, really craft a strong mission statement. Utilize the resources that are available to you, especially here in Western Colorado, because they are plentiful. And finally, don't quit.
Great. Anna.
Sí, yo también digo lo mismo. Tienes que ser bien fuerte, luchar por tus sueños y lo puedes lograr hacer. Y gracias a todos ustedes que están aquí para ayudarnos.
Okay, sorry, just making sure. To be very strong, keep fighting for your dreams, and super grateful for this opportunity.
Thanks, Anna.
I would just say use the scientific method and hypothesize what you believe is right, and don't be afraid to just iterate over that. Test, learn, iterate, and go through those cycles. That's what really is the ecosystem of the startup at early stages.
From my experience, family is the cornerstone to success. And I just wanted to say real quick, hi Grandma. She's watching it at home. Hi Matthew, please take care of my chickens.
So I'd say two things: network, network, network. There's a lot of people out there that are going to help you out with your business, and go out and find them. They're willing to be there. And the second one, be nimble, be quick. Expect the unexpected. The more nimble you can be, the more likely you are to survive and thrive when those unexpected events hit.
Yeah, I just say keep going regardless of what comes in the way. The idea of also came from a backpacking trip, and it was like, oh, we should do this, and the next thing you know, we're here. And so I think just regardless, just keep going.
Great advice from our finalists. When I was working with the speaker coach for this event, she said, at the end, repeat back something great that you heard. And I think the great thing I heard was you're never too old to say hi to your grandma. So, hi Grandma. So if you didn't get the chance to get your question answered, you'll have more opportunities to chat with all of the founders and funders upstairs with drinks and food. And for our remote audience, we will take you with us in our hearts. I'm sorry I can't remotely beam you any of those snacks, but we hope to see you in person soon. Afterwards, we'll all head over to AltSpace to grab our West Slope Startup Week swag and beverages as part of the kickoff to West Slope Startup Week. So thank you all for attending.
Thank you.